Hello and welcome back to GT Retro World. Well, today we've got a new radio on the desk and it's from the guys over at Boafeng. I seen it around about a month ago on someone's channel. I can't remember the name of him now. It was an American guy. Anyway, I ordered one a couple of weeks back. In the meantime, I noticed Paul Noxyman had put one on his channel. Anyway, it's the UV-25 from Boafeng. This is the Pro model apparently. Now, I've looked between the 25, the 25L, the 25 Pro and the 25 Pro Max, and I'm 99% certain all these are the same radio. Anyway, let's have a little look at it and we'll go from there. This is the box that come in anyway, as you can see. We've got the amateur radio UV-25 series manual, which will cover them all really. And like I say, I'm 99% certain all these are the same radio. It looks fairly clear. I'll go through a few of the specs in a minute when we've had a look what's inside of here anyway. I actually took this out. I haven't took it out the packet, but I actually took it out the actual box and I could not believe the weight of this thing. I'm absolutely dumbfounded, to be honest. It is absolutely huge. Anyway, let's have a look at what else is in here and we'll go back to the radio in a minute. Now, this is a UK spec radio, so it claims, and it was an extra 25 pence and the whole radio was just over £32 or $33. Right, we've got a little USB charger with a UK plug on it. Doesn't feel out too much like, but it's obviously a clone of the Apple type of charger. A USB-C to USB-A cable, guys. Wrist strap. Headset. I didn't even expect this to come, to be honest. It didn't actually say it was coming with a headset. This is just cheap and cheerful thing, isn't it, really? I can't see it being up to much, but it's there anyway. Oh, that must just fell out the bag there. That must be for here. Yeah, that'll be on there. That's okay. Usual belt clip. But this belt clip has got a problem. That's how it come, exactly in the bottom of the box like that. So I've had a word with Aliexpress and hopefully they'll sort that out. Now this is the antenna. Now when I first seen this, I thought straight away, it reminds me of a 5G cell tower. Yeah, I know I'm being a bit crazy there, but if you work that out, look, that's the top of the cell tower, 5G, and that's the bottom. It's a gooseneck design. Obviously this is metal, that's plastic. I don't know if this screws apart, so have a little look. That's solid, that. I think. No, that's glued. So I'm guessing the coil's at the top. Maybe there's one at the bottom, I'm not too sure. But no, I would say it's at the top. I just can't, it's just a shame I can't get in there to have a little look. Anyway, that's the antenna. That is, let me just get my ruler. I'll have a little look at that right. We are looking at about 33 just above the socket and about 13 inches. So yeah, it's a relatively big antenna now, isn't it, really? When you compare it to the one that was on the K5. Yeah, it's a chunky thing, isn't it? But yeah, that's a groovy antenna. I mean, you could flip that around, I suppose, if you were local. Yeah, I'll have to check how resident that antenna is. That'd be interesting, won't it? So we'll do that in another video, I suppose. Anyway, let's get on to this radio, eh? I'll tell you what we're going to do first. I'm just going to check this battery size just to make sure this is right. Now, I've noticed some of these, the batteries have been unattached to the radios. This was already attached when I got this. So it's model BL UV-25, which is obviously the radio, 7.4 volts, and it's a 2800 milliamp hour battery. Jesus, that is big. Yeah, that's a big battery, that, like. And I tell you what I do like about this as well. The USB-C for charging is actually on the battery itself, so I'm fairly certain this should charge even if this is disconnected, which is nice. Yeah, it feels good quality, that. Right, so have a look on the back of here. We have Boafeng amateur radio model UV-25. As you can see here, this is meant to be a Pro model. It just says UV-25, which I'm fairly certain they're all going to be the same. Obviously it's the tri-band radio, I meant to mention that actually. So 136 to 174, 220 to 260 and 400 to 520, and that's without broadcast radio as well, which it does. Well, anyway, I'm just having a look at that there. That is crazily well built for the price. Absolutely unbelievable. It just feels rock solid. Yeah, it's quite frightening actually what these cost. I mean, who's building these things for this price? So that's the rear of it. It's the side of it, PTT. A few extra buttons on here, we'll go through them in a minute. Peel that off there. Let's get this off. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Dear me, I can't believe I'm holding 30 quid's worth of radio here, because this absolutely weighs a ton. So that's a mic input, and obviously for programming with the likes of chirp or whatever. But yeah, that feels substantial. It's all plastic, but on the top of here, this thing here, what is that? This on and off volume button is amazing. That is alloy, and that is maybe alloy or metal on the top as well, but that is incredible. Like I say, it's all plastic. I thought this was going to be plastic, but I'm just touching the side of that there, and obviously here it just feels cold. That is metal. That is metal. The screws are fake, but that is a metal bit on the top by the looks of it. Let's have a little look at these back to back with a little K5. Look at that. K5 25. That is unbelievable. Tell you what, I'm going to nip and grab the scales. Right, let's zero these. I've just pinched these out the kitchen. There we are, zeroed. Right, we have with the battery on, no antenna. We have 583 grams for the 25. With the antenna on, I'll just show it on there. We have 638 grams with the antenna. So that's without the belt clip and the wrist strap, antenna and radio. Right, let's go with a little K5. That's got the belt clip on that, mind you. That's 232. Jesus. Then now you know what you're bashing with there with the weight of that thing. It's unbelievable. But it actually feels a really good quality as well, you know. I mean, yeah, it really does. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to power it on and have a little look around it there. Just a small look, and I'll do a bit more with it in the coming weeks. So this is your power on and off and volume. And you can see it's like a wheel within this type of cage, so it's like protected, you know.
Welcome. Frequency mode.
Oh, there we are, frequency mode. Right. So what do we have on the side of it? I tell you what, I'm going to want to put the antenna on this, because this thing does 10 watts. And I know it does anyway, because I've seen a couple of lads have messed about with it. I mean, to be honest, I've got a way of testing it, but it's mainly HF, me power meters. My power meter for VHF, UHF isn't really up to the job, I don't think. Maybe I could do with buying something just to model these radios. Anyway, right, let's have a look what we've got on here. Right, so top button, we'll see what we've got on here first there.
On.
Alright, that's weather band.
Off.
So the top button is weather band. I'm unsure if you can program these to suit. Maybe you can.
Off.
So that's the weather band anyway, we'll turn that off. TX, obviously your PTT. We have a plus and a minus here. So the plus will click.
On.
Time 100% of schools, certainly in our neighbourhood.
James Price,
wow,
what's
I
wrong
tell you one
with
thing,
saying to
that is
parents, look, when you see a bad parker, photograph their car and we'll bust them.
Well, I think it sounds very, very pleasant if there's a...
What a beautiful audio.
...car park nearby, and that does indeed sound like a good, sensible idea for people to park there and just wander over.
New music from Sia and Kylie Minogue. It's TFM. It's live.
Well, that's FM broadcast anyway, and what a beautiful sound.
And tickets.
Anyway, let's try this bottom button, which is the minus, and that gives us a torch. Let's see if it does anything else if we double press it. Oh yeah, we get a flash and we get off. Right, I'll go at the radio again. I'm just gonna radio. I want to hold that in. See if it... Right, that opens a squelch as well. Okay.
On.
So let's open that with a channel. No, that does nothing.
Off.
Right, okay. So okay, let's have a look at the specifications on this. He reckons it's got a 45 days super long standby. That's what it's quoting anyway. And as I say, it's 136 to 174, 200 to 260, 400 to 480, 480 to 520, 65 to 108. The first three are TX and RX, and obviously 480 to 520 is RX, and the FM commercial radio band is RX2. It's got a colour screen which is 1.77 inches. I can't see that being very good outside, like, because it looks really nice and fresh on the eye in here because it's quite dark in here, to be honest. But on a bright sunny day you might struggle with that a little bit, so you might have to just cover your hand over it, but that's no problem. It's around about 7 inches by about 2.5, an inch and 3/4. It's not one for your pocket, it's one for the backpack, isn't it, really? I would have thought. But yeah, it looks impressive, it feels like it's going to last. It doesn't feel 30 UK pounds. In fact, I'll tell you what, it was about 30, when I bought this a couple of weeks ago, it was 32 pounds something with the taxes. It's dropped a little bit since then. HD voice, high performance loudspeaker. Now I noticed that. I was actually overwhelmed with that, to be honest. I mean, that sounds fantastic on commercial radio anyway, that's for sure. It's got 999 memories, 25 kilohertz and 12.5 kilohertz spacing. Input voltage is 7.4 volts DC, which is obviously from the battery. Reckons it's got 10 hours life on the battery at 5 watts, so obviously it's around about half of its power. Operating temperature -10 to 60 degrees. Radio dimensions 170mm by 17mm by 45mm, not including antenna. And I did that in inches a minute ago, so you've got the best of both there now, haven't you? But obviously its RF power is 10 watts. It's been noted by a couple of the lads have got 10 watts out of this easily, no problem whatsoever. I have no idea about the harmonics, so I have no idea how clean this damn thing is. So I'm needed to test that, I suppose. It's got a sensitivity of 12 dB at -120 dBm on the SINAD. Channel selectivity is -60 dB, which is good. Right, okay, let's have a little look in this menu. I'll just flick through these and you can have a look for yourselves. There's 45 in total. I can go through these at a later date, but it gives you an idea what you're dealing with. Excuse the beeps, they're annoying, aren't they? I should have turned them off for doing this, but never mind. Keep you awake. And that's the firmware. They're pretty much all the same, these menus are in these radios. They're very similar. I'm going to take it out in the next day or so and I'll get a couple of QSOs. Anyway guys, that's a little overview of this radio. I thought I'd just do something for this Friday because I haven't put it out on for about, I think it's 3 weeks now or what it is, I don't know. I've been busy with other things anyway, but I thought what the heck, I'll get this out. It's a fantastic looking radio, it feels fantastic. It reminds me of something out of the 70s but like with a modern twist, you know what I mean? It's yeah, I like it a lot actually. I don't know about humping it around with myself like, but yeah, it's 30 quid or 30 odd quid, 30 odd dollars, whatever it was, you know, I mean, geez, what do you want for your money? I mean, this is something else. I mean, just everything feels so substantial on it. I mean, look at the size of this thing with that out there. I mean, it's just a monster. It must be. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to check that before I go. The whole length of the radio with the antenna up it's 20 inches. It's a monster. It really is. But I will get this out and we'll give it a go. I'm just waiting for the weather to change, to be honest. You just don't feel like you're only messing about this time of year, do you, when the weather's a bit shitty? But yeah, that is worth every last penny in my opinion. I've got a few more coming actually from Tid Radio, so we'll try them and all in the coming weeks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a mess about with these up the tops, especially this 10 watts. That's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, we've got a few little radios coming in to try, and yeah, I'll leave the link in the description of this anyway. Like I say, it wasn't expensive, and if you like what you see, thumbs up for the channel wouldn't go amiss, and a subscribe would help the channel greatly. We're getting there now, getting closer to that 1,000. As soon as I get to that, like, I'm going to be doing a few giveaways. So anyway guys, thanks for viewing, catch you in the next one.